Hello music colleagues. My name is Carlina Leal and I teach general music K through 8th and band 5th through 8th in Tucson, Arizona. I'm excited to join the CMA Foundation's United Voices for Music Education initiative. We know last year left us with a gap in instruction and quality time face-to-face with our students. I am here to share a lesson plan with you about the visual representation of melodic fragments to help give you some insight into composition and melodic representation as we head back to the classroom this year. Resources shared will include both tactile manipulatives as well as digital resources meant for students to represent melodic concepts and melody. They can be used in both a synchronous and an asynchronous learning environment to help students represent melody. As our students start to represent melody and melodic fragments, they first need to use an artifact, symbolizing a music note, and play. Students should explore with household items and arrange them in ways they see fit to represent what they hear. If music or sounds move in a straight line and repeat, let's arrange our objects so that they travel in that manner. Bum, 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 bum. But if the melody goes up, students can explore and make a pattern that moves high and then comes low. Bum, 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 bum. If it jumps around, students can show that with their voice and in their pictures. Bum, 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 bum. Finding objects around the house allows students, in whatever circumstance and situation they're at, to create and use the music. When ready, students can then add their objects to a staff. After exploring, they can start to see that there can be highs and lows in the music, using whatever found objects they have around the house. And we can guide students with a one-line staff and read together. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, down. Any number of objects can be used, whether many or few, to guide students to sing the music. When ready, students can represent this up, down as a high, high, low, low, and when ready, can translate it to solfege or notes on the staff. Sol, sol, mi, mi. As the teacher and facilitator for students as they continue to learn music, you can guide them with the amount of information you present and use on the staff. If students know highs and lows as sols and mis, they can use those objects from the house to explore that concept and notate it on the staff. Sol, sol, mi, mi, sol, la, sol, la, mi. With whatever order you present your notes to students, they can use the materials to dictate the music. If your students start and you practice mi, re, do, then let's use that with the 2 lines on the staff. If they're not ready for mi, re, do, then you can wait and bring it back at a grade level or a time when they are ready. Your music could even be advanced with a laminated piece of paper and providing a heartbeat for students. So as they compose, they can use those found objects from the house or in the classroom, and they can keep their music more representative of what we see on a staff with equal spacing to write their music. Do, mi, re, do. When using a 3-line staff, students can continue to represent what they know in either the spaces or on the lines. If students know high-low, and we're representing that with the 2 spaces, they can show this on the staff. Sol, mi, sol, mi, sol, sol, mi, mi, mi. You may continue to add any tones or pitches as your students are developmentally ready for them. Sol, mi, la, la, mi, mi, mi. If students are reading sol, mi, do on the 3 lines, feel free to use those 3 lines in composition, starting at the top and working your way down in a pattern, or starting on the bottom and having your students move and notate going up. Don't forget to continue to use any other pitches that you still have. Do, mi, 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 sol, la, sol, mi. If your students are still using mi's and re's and do's, you may use that as well on your staff. If the use of too many pitches overwhelms students, simplify it. And for that day, let them know, today students, we are only using the bottom 2 lines, and we're only going to be focusing on 3 of the notes that we know. Do, mi, re, do. And isolate your tone set so it is only what the students need for that lesson and that time. Who wouldn't love a good challenge? Remembering that these are artifacts to explore abstract concepts about the music. The rings off of sports drink containers work amazing on the staff as you start to symbolize real music notes. One can see the lines and see the note between the spaces as you use it in composition. If students are ready, you can also designate the do clef to guide students towards the tone and the set of notes that you will be using that day for your lesson. If this is the do, ready, here we go. Do, mi, sol, do. See which grade level could bring in the most rings off of sports drink caps. Then you have a classroom set of manipulatives, and you can hand them out to students so that they too can compose with you in the moment in the classroom. Assessment fits in easily with the use of manipulatives in the classroom during music composition. As the teacher, when you're starting, it's the I do. The teacher gives a pattern or melodic fragment, and the students can copy the teacher's pattern, sing back, and the teacher can easily observe the students, whether it's in an online setting or a virtual setting, on the screen or in a smaller breakout room. If the teacher gives the pattern, sol, sol, mi, 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 do, do, students can copy and notate the same pattern and sing back to the teacher. This teacher can then move from the I do to the we do, calling on students to give input. Here's an example. Students, today we need a composition. And we know the notes sol, la, sol, and mi. So I'm gonna start my music. I know I wanna start on sol. Students, where can I go next in today's composition? The teacher may call on the first student and they suggest me. The teacher can write it on the staff, and the students can do the same with their manipulatives in front of them. As the teacher calls on 2 more students, they both provide the pitches do in our composition today. Going back to the original setup with the teacher needing a composition containing the notes sol, la, sol, mi, and maybe do. They can review the work they've done and read what they have as a group. The teacher can call on more students to give input to the class as they compose it together, checking their answers, singing their notes, revising their music to be what they want it to be, and again, still using those household objects in a playful manner in the classroom or in the home setting. These bottle caps are great as the line can be seen through, also representing what we know about standard notation on the staff. Let's sing the composition we've written as a group. Sol, la, sol, mi, sol, sol, la, sol. Revisions are important. Sol, la, sol, mi, sol, sol, la, sol. Thank you, students, for helping us notate our music and showing that relationship of the space and the line on our staff. Let's get creative. Student composition in the music room can be magical. And as students prepare to read absolute pitch on the staff, The we do can turn into the you do, where you give your students your parameters. I need a 4-beat composition for recorder, knowing that here's my do or my B, A, G, G, and students can compose and notate on a 5-line staff in preparation for what would be absolute pitch and reading in treble, bass, or alto clef as students move forward to the band and orchestra setting. One of my most favorite things about using these tactile manipulatives in the classroom or in the home setting is that it provides equal access for our students to compose. Anybody can find household objects. They can draw lines themselves, or in the case of using something very tactile, students can build the staff themselves. And for those visual learners that need some extra support and physical touch to make sense of the music, string, a spaghetti noodle, long nylon rope placed on the music staff and held together with tape or laminated afterward can provide that very physical, tactile touch for the music. Again, with equal access and including all students, household objects can be used to create the music, honoring their voice and their choice in the objects that they use and find. Create that sense of ownership for our students and honor whatever materials and whatever access they have to composing the music. They can be as creative as they want with their objects and in the order that they use to study the pitches on the staff. All get to participate, and that's our goal, to help our students realize they too can be composers and notate music and move on to be readers, players, singers, performers, and appreciators of music as they continue to grow. Our teaching situations this fall might include the use of digital resources. The same idea of using these manipulatives can be used with students on a computer or a device. Students can be given the music notes in addition to however many lines on the staff students need. The resources to add pitches can be added, notating which space or which line is which note of study. Teacher can also add resources to include the beat and to show students where to place the notes as they move them and use them to compose on the staff. Just as we can print these on paper, clip art can be used on the screen to show the pitches for the students. What's to say we can't get creative and change these black note heads to stars, triangles, and other shapes that are thematic to a children's book, a song, a chant, a poem that you're using in class that day. Students can click on the clip art and they can reposition them to create whatever composition they need. As students continue to grow and develop, our alto friends, bass clef friends, and treble clef friends can also benefit in the band and orchestra setting from using such manipulatives to take the first 3 notes on their wind instrument or on the bells or on their recorder and compose a pattern for the group. Again, clip art of our sharps and flats can help students as we transfer this idea with these artifacts to absolute pitch and printed notation, using all of the terms and symbols and visuals that we will add and continue to read and use. Music colleagues, thank you for watching. I hope some of the resources shared with you can plan and put into use this fall in the classroom as you return in whatever manner it is with your students. Realize that they are the music makers, and honoring their voice and choice when representing melodic fragments and melody will help them take ownership of their music and make strides towards becoming the best musician possible under your guidance. Take care.